The Laughingstock. The news hit the galactic networks like a plasma storm. A human, a mere boy named Kai Lendon, had registered for the Scarth Sprint, the most brutal racing competition in known space. For 3 centuries, the biomechanical Scarth cheetahs had dominated this event on the shimmering plains of Venia. These weren't just animals, they were engineered apex predators, their metallic limbs and razor-sharp reflexes designed for one purpose: unbeatable speed. No competitor had ever finished within half a lap of them. Elder Voron, the galaxy's most respected sports commentator, couldn't contain his laughter during the evening broadcast. A human, he scoffed, his tall Xanthian frame trembling with amusement. Competing against Scarth cheetahs? This is beyond laughable, it's insulting to every serious racer in the galaxy. The response was immediate and fierce. Across 1,000 worlds, beings chittered, roared, and buzzed with indignation. Humans were barely recognized by the Galactic Council, considered weak and slow, evolutionary failures compared to the galaxy's superior species. But aboard his small, battered starship approaching Venia's gleaming atmosphere, Kai watched the broadcasts with a determined grin. Let them laugh. Let them mock. They had no idea what human determination could achieve when pushed to its limits. His reflection stared back from the cockpit window, lean but resolute, ordinary by most standards. Yet beneath his unremarkable exterior lay something extraordinary: enhanced human physiology, the result of experimental bioengineering that had pushed his species' potential beyond its natural boundaries. Laugh all you want, Kai muttered to the stars. Tomorrow, you'll see what a human can do. As his ship descended toward Venia's crystalline cities floating on pillars of light, Kai felt the weight of representing not just himself, but all of humanity. They thought his kind was weak. They were about to learn how wrong they could be. Face to face with legends. Venia's twin suns beat down mercilessly as Kai's ship touched the luminous landing pads. The grand city of Velix stretched before him, crystalline spires that seemed to breathe with their own light, streams of energy flowing like rivers through the sky. The crowd at the docks was massive, a kaleidoscope of alien forms. As Kai descended the ramp, he felt their collective gaze fall upon him like a physical weight. The whispers started immediately. Is that him? The human? He looks so fragile. This will be over before it begins. Kai ignored the murmurs, his focus laser-sharp. He was met by Telex, a Venian official whose translucent form shimmered like water under the sun. Kai Lendon, she said, her voice melodious but edged with skepticism. Your participation has certainly caused quite a stir. I like to keep things interesting, Kai replied with a smirk. Telex raised an ethereal brow. The Scarth cheetahs have never been defeated. Even the fastest beings in the galaxy have failed to match their speed. And you, are human. Guess it's a good day for firsts. Inside the grand registration hall, Kai came face to face with his competition. The Scarth cheetahs were housed in an open enclosure, their sleek metallic bodies coiled with raw power. Their amber eyes glowed with predatory intelligence, and every movement was a study in lethal grace. They're beautiful, Kai said, studying their biomechanical perfection. They're lethal, Telex replied. Each one is engineered for perfection. Their speed is unmatched, their reflexes instantaneous. They will not hesitate, nor will they fail. Kai's grin widened. Good. I hate easy races. A mocking voice cut through the air. Bold words for someone who won't last the first lap. Kai turned to face Elder Voron himself, the commentator's towering frame intimidating, his piercing gaze boring into the human with disdain. Guess you'll have to watch and see, Kai replied calmly. Voron sneered. I'll watch, human. And I'll enjoy every second of your humiliation. As the elder walked away, Telex glanced at Kai with something approaching admiration. You've certainly made an impression. That evening, as Venia's twin moons bathed the planet in soft silver light, Kai stood on his quarters balcony. The stadium blazed in the distance, a reminder of tomorrow's challenge. He felt the galaxy's scorn, but also something else, a glimmer of hope. If he could outrun the Scarth cheetahs, he wouldn't just be racing for himself. He'd be racing for humanity, proving that even the most underestimated could defy impossible odds. Tomorrow, he whispered to the stars, they'll see what we're made of. The ultimate test. The grand stadium of Velek hummed with anticipation as race day arrived. The massive arena was a marvel of Venian engineering. Shimmering energy walls reflected the vibrant colors of gathered spectators from across the galaxy. Thousands of beings filled the stands, their forms a dazzling array of scales, feathers, and metallic skin. Kai walked the length of the track, studying every curve and energy field. This wasn't just a racecourse, it was a battlefield designed to challenge the most advanced competitors. Gravity-defying loops, unpredictable terrain shifts, and energy barriers that could disintegrate anything moving too slowly. A low growl echoed through the arena as the Scarth cheetahs were led onto the field. The crowd erupted into thunderous cheers as the biomechanical predators strutted into view, their metallic limbs gleaming under the bright stadium lights. There they are, Talek said, approaching Kai. The pride of Venia. More than machines, they are legends. Kai's gaze locked on the lead cheetah, its frame larger than the others, movements even more fluid. What's that one's name? That's Neva, Talek replied. She's the fastest of the pack and their leader. Every challenger who has faced her has been left in the dust. She's never lost. There's a first time for everything. Elder Voron's booming voice interrupted them as he descended from a levitating platform. So this is the human who thinks he can outrun legends. Guess we'll see about that, Kai replied, unfazed. The crowd, overhearing the exchange, erupted into laughter and jeers. Voron leaned closer, his voice dropping to a menacing growl. This isn't a game, boy. The Scarth cheetahs aren't just racers, they're apex predators. And you, human, are prey. Thanks for the pep talk, Kai said with his trademark smirk. As evening fell, Kai wandered through Velek's quieter districts, seeking solitude before the storm. In a small artisan quarter, he met Lisa, a young Venian woman working on intricate bioenergy devices. You must be the human everyone's debating, she said, looking up from her work. The crowd can't decide if you're brave or just insane. Let's call it a mix, Kai chuckled. Lisa hesitated, then reached for a small pendant glowing with warm golden light. This might help. It's a bioenergy enhancer, it won't make you faster, but it'll help your body adapt to the track's energy fluctuations. Why are you helping me? Because you're the first person to challenge the Scarth in a way that matters. It's not just a race for you, it's a statement. I admire that. Kai slipped the pendant over his neck, feeling its warmth spread through his chest. As he walked back to his quarters, the weight of tomorrow settled over him. Doubts, scorn, impossible stakes, it all felt overwhelming. But touching the pendant, he felt hope flicker to life. He wasn't just racing for himself. He was racing for Earth, for humanity, for the chance to prove that even the smallest could stand tall against the galaxy's best. In the distance, the stadium lights blazed like a beacon of challenge and opportunity. Tomorrow, he whispered, they'll see what we're made of. Against all odds. The stadium erupted with the roar of 100,000 voices as the competitors took their positions. The Scarth cheetahs prowled at the starting line, their biomechanical forms radiating lethal confidence. Neva, the pack leader, turned her glowing amber eyes toward Kai with what could only be described as predatory amusement. Kai stood at his mark, looking impossibly small beside the engineered predators. The crowd's jeers and laughter echoed off the arena walls, but he blocked it all out. His enhanced physiology hummed with readiness, every nerve fiber, every muscle group primed for the challenge ahead. Elder Voron's voice boomed across the stadium. Ladies, gentlemen, and beings of all species, witness the most lopsided competition in Scarth Sprint history. Will the human embarrass himself in the first 100 meters, or will he manage to complete a full lap before the cheetahs finish? The countdown began. 10, 9, 8. Kai closed his eyes, feeling Lisa's pendant warm against his chest. The bioenergy enhancer synchronized with his modified physiology, and for a moment, he felt connected to something greater than himself. 3, 2, 1. The starting signal pierced the air. The Scarth cheetahs exploded forward like missiles, their metallic limbs eating up ground with mechanical precision. The crowd gasped at their incredible acceleration. They were already approaching the first turn while most competitors had barely started. But something impossible was happening. Kai wasn't falling behind. His enhanced human physiology, pushed beyond natural limits by years of bioengineering experimentation, responded to the challenge with explosive power. His legs pumped with inhuman speed, his reflexes sharp enough to navigate the track's treacherous energy fields. By the first major obstacle, a gravity-defying loop that required split-second timing, Kai was keeping pace with the rear of the cheetah pack. The crowd fell silent, then erupted in confused murmurs. Impossible, Voron breathed into his microphone. The human is, actually competing. Neva glanced back, her predatory eyes widening with what might have been surprise. She pushed harder, her pack following suit. The cheetahs were no longer just running, they were hunting. The track's energy barriers flickered and shifted, creating new challenges every few seconds. One by one, other competitors fell behind or were eliminated by the brutal course. But Kai pressed on, his human determination fused with enhanced capabilities, creating something the galaxy had never seen before. As they approached the halfway point, Kai had moved up to fourth place. The roar of the crowd had shifted from mockery to stunned disbelief. "This is unprecedented," Voron shouted. "The human is not just surviving, he's thriving." Neva snarled, her competitive instincts fully engaged. This wasn't supposed to happen. Humans were weak, slow, insignificant. Yet here was one matching her pace, refusing to break under the pressure that had destroyed countless challengers before him. The final section of the course approached, a hellish gauntlet of shifting terrain and energy storms that had ended many racing careers. Kai could see the finish line in the distance, and incredibly, impossibly, he was still in contention. The galaxy was about to learn that they had severely underestimated the power of human determination combined with enhanced potential. The real race was just beginning. Victory beyond belief. The final stretch of the Scarth Sprint was a nightmare of shifting energy fields and gravity wells designed to break even the strongest competitors. Only 4 racers remained, Neva and 2 other cheetahs in the lead, and impossibly, Kai Lendon holding 4th place. The crowd was on its feet, 100,000 voices united in stunned disbelief. What had started as cruel entertainment had become something unprecedented, a human actually competing with the galaxy's ultimate predators. Kai's enhanced physiology screamed with effort, but his determination burned brighter than any pain. The pendant Lisa had given him pulsed with warmth, helping his body adapt to the track's brutal energy fluctuations. Every breath was calculated, every step precisely placed. As they entered the final gauntlet, disaster struck the second-place cheetah. A miscalculated jump sent it crashing into an energy barrier, its biomechanical form sparking as it tumbled out of bounds. The crowd gasped. Now it was just Neva, one other cheetah, and Kai. Impossible. Elder Voron's voice cracked with shock. The human has moved into 3rd place. In 3 centuries of Scarth Sprint history, nothing like this has ever happened. Neva glanced back again, her amber eyes no longer showing amusement but genuine respect and concern. This human was different. He wasn't just fast, he was adapting, learning, evolving with every stride. The final obstacle loomed ahead, a massive gravity well that required perfect timing and tremendous power to clear. The 3rd-place cheetah approached it with mechanical precision, calculating the exact moment to leap. But its calculations were wrong. The biomechanical predator fell short, crashing into the barrier and sliding out of contention. It was just Neva and Kai now. The pack leader turned her full attention forward, pouring every ounce of her engineered perfection into her stride. But behind her, Kai was finding something the cheetahs didn't possess, the ability to transcend his own limitations through sheer willpower. The finish line stretched ahead, mere 100 meters away. Neva was leading, but Kai was closing the gap with every step. His enhanced human physiology, pushed beyond all theoretical limits, was achieving the impossible. 50 meters. 30. 20. The crowd fell completely silent, holding its collective breath. 10 meters from the finish line, Kai pulled alongside Neva. The cheetah's amber eyes met his human ones, and in that moment, predator and human pushed themselves beyond what their creators had thought possible. They crossed the finish line together in a photo finish that would be analyzed for years to come. But when the results flashed on the massive screens, the stadium erupted in chaos. First place, Kai Lendon, human, 3 minutes and 47.892 seconds. Second place, Neva, Scarth cheetah, 3 minutes and 47.893 seconds. By 1,000th of a second, a human child had defeated the galaxy's ultimate racing predators. Elder Voron's microphone clattered to the ground. Across the stadium, beings of every species stood in stunned silence before erupting into the loudest roar in galactic sporting history. Kai collapsed to his knees at the finish line, his enhanced physiology finally reaching its limits. But he was smiling, a tired, triumphant grin that would become legendary across the galaxy. Neva approached him slowly, her predatory pride replaced by something unprecedented, respect. She touched her metallic snout to his shoulder in a gesture of acknowledgement. Telex was the first official to reach him, her translucent form shimmering with excitement. Kai Lendon, she said, her voice filled with awe, you've just changed everything. As medical teams checked his vitals and reporters clamored for interviews, Kai looked up at the stadium screens showing his victory replay. Somewhere in the cosmos, on a small blue planet called Earth, humanity had just proven they belonged among the stars. Lisa pushed through the crowd, tears streaming down her face. You did it, she whispered. You actually did it. We all did it, Kai replied, touching the pendant. Everyone who believed impossible things could happen. In the days that followed, the galaxy would never look at humans the same way again. Applications for Earth's full membership in the Galactic Council flooded in. Human athletes, scientists, and explorers found doors opening that had been closed for centuries. But for Kai, in that moment of triumph, surrounded by beings who had gone from mocking him to celebrating him, the real victory was simpler. He had proven that heart, determination, and the refusal to accept limitations could overcome any engineering, any advantage, any prejudice. The underestimated had become legendary. The impossible had become reality. The human spirit had outrun the fastest predators in the galaxy. The end.